Let it never be said that your anal retentive attention to detail couldn't yield positive results. You can't be anal retentive if you don't have an anus. Outstanding work.
Holy bartender, I get it. It's a great one.
Dogma, the 1999 comedy written and directed by Kevin Smith, stars Ben Affleck and Matt Damon as two fallen angels who's found a loophole in Catholic dogma that would allow them entry back into heaven. The cost? The destruction of all of existence. Like, I'm not going to go through the entire movie. We already know it's a classic. We all know Dogma is good. If you don't like Dogma, then you probably don't like Kevin Smith at all, because to me, in my opinion, that's one of his best movies.
The Nubian god.
What's a Nubian?
Shut the fuck up.
Take your hand, you stick it in your ass.
Ass-worshipping rim jobbers? What was that called again?
I mean, as awesome as it is, just like any other movie that I've watched over and over again because I love how awesome it is, you always notice something that doesn't quite make sense. And that's really all I'm going to talk about. To me, Bartleby's powers doesn't make sense in one scene, and I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, so we're going to talk about that. Even though they were kicked out of heaven, they still retain the powers they had to know what people have done or what they're going to do, whether they're good or bad. So I'm just talking about that one scene where his powers should have worked and they didn't, and the only reason why they didn't was so the story could happen. In the beginning, we see Bartleby, played by Ben Affleck, and Loki, played by Matt Damon, just chilling in the airport lobby, just people watching. And then Ben Affleck's character notices this girl kissing her boyfriend after she just got off the plane, and he tells him that he knows for a fact that she cheated on him twice while she was away, thus giving us our first impression of his powers. Then we see them on a bus, where Loki notices a guy that he believes to be cheating on his wife.
Right there. There's one.
So, they're kissing.
Adultery.
Again, Bartleby already knows what this person has done. He just wants to see if Loki can tell on his own.
Adultery.
You are just a simple creature.
Am I right or what?
Well, I happen to know the truth, but I'm not going to tell you. I want to see how boned up on the job you are.
So after a brief verbal altercation...
Are you married?
Why?
Well, I'm just curious.
What do you think?
To her?
What?
Married to her?
Not that it's any of your fucking business, but no.
They both agree that this guy is guilty and serve him up one shot of divine justice.
Martin!
But then here is another example of Bartleby's power. We crash a ballroom meeting so they can go punish a bunch of people they consider to be bad, because they think that'll get them back on God's good side before they cross over and do their thing.
You and your board are idolaters. I'm afraid not a one of you passes for a decent human being.
And see, this proves my point again. Bartleby read a whole room full of people that he's never met, never talked to, but he knows something that each of them has done. I feel bad for this guy right here. He didn't judge for cheating on his wife 17 years, like it took him 17 years to cheat on her. He's a CEO. Like, look at this man. He got to take what he can get. It probably took him forever to get to the position. Yeah, it probably took him like 16 years to get to that point. You got to take advantage of it. 17 years and he just now cheated. That man's doing good. He shouldn't be. Never mind. I'm just going to get off that. So after all is said and done, they serve up some more shots of divine justice.
But I do believe in this.
Don't run!
And then we move on. Now the entire plot is that Loki and Bartleby are traveling to this special church to pass through the archway, because that'll get them back in heaven. And then after they come out, only thing they have to do is cut their wings and die.
Die? I don't want to die. Pussy.
And then they're back in. So after the whole bus incident, they decide to take a train to where they're going. And here's where they run into everybody that's been assigned to stop what they're doing.
So Jay tells us you're going to sleep with him?
Pussy.
And here go the part where I'm like, hold on, wait, what? How does Bartleby not know that the person he's holding this conversation with, this whole ass conversation with, how does he not know that this is the person that's been destined to stop the one and only thing that he wants to do right now? How does he not know that? He read everybody else, but for some reason he don't know what the hell she's up to. I gave him the benefit of the doubt at first. I'm like, maybe he can't read her because, spoiler alert for this 21-year-old movie, maybe it's because
You are the great grandniece of Jesus Christ.
But nope. In the same scene, he read her because he could tell that she was thinking about having sex with him the entire time they was talking. See?
Dickless son of a bitch!
Save it, lady. 5 minutes ago, you were aching and top me off.
And while we're still on the train, in the 21 years that I've been watching this movie, I've never noticed this line. Maybe I'm just dumb, but has anybody else ever noticed Jay saying this right here?
I didn't come in here, Pete, I swear. I didn't come in here, Pete, I swear.
That's obviously a callback to the earlier scene when Chris Rock told him something about himself.
Yo, man, tell me something about me.
You masturbate more than anyone on the planet. When you do it, you're thinking about guys.
Dude, not all the time.
Speaking of Chris Rock, he's responsible for the other inconsistencies I noticed in this movie. Like, Chris Rock improv totally clashes with, like, the script that Kevin Smith wrote on more than one occasion. Like, for instance, he said he's been dead for 2,000 years, but he come down and he instantly knows what a two-piece in a biscuit is.
Been dead nearly 2,000 years. But let's say we continue this discussion over a two-piece in a biscuit.
I'm like, maybe he's just been paying attention to human existence while he was up there. Could be, but when they get to movies, he does not know what an Egg McMuffin is.
Man, I remember when all we used to have for breakfast was fish and goat's milk. What do you call this shit?
Egg a movie muffins.
But in that same scene, he knows what a hash brown is.
You gonna eat that hash brown?
So,
how is that? And is it just me, or was he suggesting that Jesus might be an Uncle Tom?
Jesus wasn't white. Jesus was black. But no mention of me, Rufus. And why is that? Because I'm a black man.
but I've never heard of a 13th apostle named Rufus.
Yeah, but you heard of the other 12 apostles. Yeah, all white boys, I might add.
Because he was like, he didn't get written about in the Bible because he was a black man, but he said Jesus was black. And he had 12 other white boys to hang out with. So was Jesus a black guy who only liked to hang around white guys, thus making him an Uncle Tom? Is that what he's trying to say?
Nigga, are you deaf?
And then there's the ending. Alright, so Bartleby and Loki approach the church where the cardinal is giving out a speech. The cardinal instructs one of the officers to, like, get them out of there or whatever. So then Bartleby just breaks the cop's neck with his bare hands. That's what would happen in any other movie. But in this movie, all the armed officers run away because this guy just snapped his neck with his bare hands. And they just ran away scared. So now they had the church all to themselves. And off-screen, Loki cuts his own wings off. But instead of passing through the archway and going back to heaven, he just get drunk and watch Bartleby kill people. They're killing people. I think that's like their favorite thing to do now. I think that's like fucking for them.
Last 4 days on Earth? If I had a dick, I'd go get laid. We can do the next best thing.
What's that?
Well, let's kill people. Oh, not you.
So after Bartleby blows his murder load on the last person,
Whoops, take a step back.
he says some more bad guy shit for a few minutes.
Lesson must be taught. All are accountable. Even God. And then this failed experiment called existence will cease to be. Conscience.
Then he kills Loki for changing his mind and trying to stop him from going through with his plan.
I'm sorry, old friend, that you lost the faith.
Then he gets his wings shot off by Jay. I know I didn't introduce Jay before because, you know, how people say, this man needs no introduction. Well, Jay from Jay and Silent Bob doesn't need an introduction. That's why I didn't tell you earlier that he didn't need one. So after his wings are shot off, he finally tries to run into the church. Then it gets stopped by God, played by Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic that if he didn't keep murdering people and just went straight into the church, he would have won? So I've always been confused by this part. Like, did God let Bartleby go back to heaven after all of that slaughter and murder just because he said he was sorry? Is this supposed to signify how infinite God's forgiveness is because he said sorry? What about poor Loki, who's over there dead on the ground? Like, he didn't do any of that. He doesn't get to go back to heaven. Is this that white privilege that Chris Rock was talking about in heaven?
'Cause I'm a black man.
Because Chris Rock couldn't even get written about as the 13th disciple because he's a black man. But Ben Affleck can go back to heaven after slaughter. Bartleby, you fucking dickhead.
So that's gonna be the end of the video. If you like what you see, remember to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And on some real shit, I got the Cash App up right now, so you can hit me up on there if you feel like donating like $1, $2. Help me out a lot, because right now, pandemic hit my job hard, so
They took my job!
They took your job!
So, yeah, me and my cat don't got good food to eat, and I gotta borrow weed and shit, so if you feel like helping me out throughout the holiday season, please. Alright, I'm out.